There's a guy on Yellowstone who fans actively rooted against. He wasn't a villain. He didn't kill anyone for fun. He didn't scheme. His crime was simpler than that. He kept telling the truth. And by the time the show ended, fans on Reddit were writing things like, "I said it before and I'll say it again." He's the only one who wasn't brainwashed. So today we're talking about Walker, the ranch hand everyone loved to hate, played by a man who already had an Oscar before he ever rode a horse on camera. Stick around, because the reason people ignored him is the exact same reason he might be the smartest character in the whole show. Let's set the scene. Walker shows up at the end of season 1, fresh out of prison. 7 years, manslaughter charge. Rip Wheeler hires him on the spot, because that's what Rip does with ex-cons. He gives them the Yellowstone brand, a literal cattle brand burned into their chest. And in exchange, they belong to the ranch for life. Every other guy who takes that brand treats it like salvation. A second chance. A family. Walker doesn't. From day one, he skips the dirty jobs. He talks back. He questions why he's suddenly breaking the law for a cattle ranch. And Rip, the guy fans call the moral centre of the show, gets so frustrated with Walker that he wants him dead. Here's the thing casual viewers miss. Walker wasn't being difficult for no reason. He was the only new hire who looked at the deal and said, "Wait, this is insane." Everyone else just signed up for a life of violence without blinking. Walker blinked, and the show punished him for it, at least at first, fans included. He got branded lazy, whiny, a guy who couldn't hack ranch life. One Reddit thread from years ago called him the drama queen of the bunkhouse. That nickname stuck for a long time. But here's where it gets interesting. The moment everyone assumed Walker was gone for good is the moment his story actually starts to matter. Early season 2, Walker quits. He's done. And Case Dutton, John's son, the good Dutton, drives him out of state himself to a spot the ranch calls the train station. If you don't know the show, that phrase sounds harmless. It isn't. The train station is code. It's where the Duttons take people who know too much and can't be trusted to keep quiet. People do not usually come back from the train station. Case lets Walker live, warns him never to set foot in Montana again. Most side characters, that's the end. Credits roll on their arc, but Walker turns up months later, singing in a random bar because he still has to check in with his parole officer. Rip and Lloyd find him. And instead of finishing what Case started, Rip strong-arms him right back into the same ranch that almost killed him. Think about that for a second. Walker survives a death sentence, and the show's answer is to put him back in the exact situation that got him nearly killed. That's not a small detail. That's the entire machine of the ranch in one storyline. Nobody actually leaves. Now here's the part that most casual fans have no idea about, and it changes how you should watch every one of his scenes. Walker is played by Ryan Bingham, and Ryan Bingham is not just some actor who learned to play guitar for the role. He grew up on the rodeo circuit. He worked real ranches before he ever got near a film set. He's been a touring country and Americana musician since before Yellowstone existed. And in 2010, he won the Oscar, the Golden Globe, and the Grammy, all three, for co-writing The Weary Kind, the theme song from Crazy Heart. So every time you watch Walker pick up a guitar and just start playing, that's not a stunt double. That's not a music coordinator faking it. That's an actual Academy Award winner doing exactly what he does in real life, on camera, mixed in with a bunch of actors playing cowboys. That's why his guitar scenes feel different from every other quiet moment on the show. They're not staged. Bingham isn't performing a guy who plays guitar. He's just being a guy who plays guitar, who also happens to be delivering lines. It's one of the strangest bits of casting in the entire show, and almost nobody outside hardcore fans clocks it while watching. Okay, so he's a real cowboy, a real musician. But here's why that actually matters to the story, and not just as trivia. Walker is the only person on that ranch who consistently says the quiet part out loud. When Rip forces him to cut off a rival rancher's brand, basically an act of intimidation and mutilation, Walker does it. But you can see it cost him something the other guys don't seem to pay. Compare that to Rip. Fans worship Rip. He's the fan favourite, the good enforcer, Beth's husband, the guy with the tragic backstory. But strip away the romance and what do you actually have? A man who murdered his own father, works as muscle for a family that blackmails and kills to protect land, and demands blind loyalty from everyone under him. One fan put it better than I can. On Reddit, someone wrote that Rip has basically got a massive case of Stockholm Syndrome, and Walker is the one character who actually points that out to his face. That's not a small character beat. That's the show handing you its actual thesis through a guy everybody dismissed as a background nuisance. Walker isn't the moral centre because he's perfect. He cuts a man's brand off. He has an affair with Beth. He gets tangled up in a death cover-up. He's the moral centre because he's the only one who never pretends any of it is fine. And this is where his story gets genuinely brutal and genuinely underrated. Walker gets involved with a woman named Laramie, who used to see Lloyd, the beloved old-timer of the bunkhouse. Lloyd, feeling aged out and replaced, snaps. He stabs Walker, nearly kills him. And Rip's solution isn't justice. It's forcing both men into a bare-knuckle fistfight to settle it, like something out of the 1800s. Walker survives that too. He survives almost getting killed by Case. He survives Rip strong-arming him back into danger. He survives Lloyd's knife, and through all of it, he keeps trying to leave. And the ranch keeps pulling him back in, the same way it does to everyone the Duttons brand. For years, fans mostly saw him as an annoyance. Then, closer to the show's end, that started flipping. Reddit threads started popping up specifically praising him. Not for action scenes, not for one-liners, but for being the one who wasn't afraid of the Duttons. The one who talked back to John and Case when nobody else would. It took the audience 5 seasons to catch up to what the writers had quietly built the whole time. So here's the irony. Walker was never poorly written, he was just poorly watched. Fans wanted Rip's swagger and Beth's chaos, and skipped over the one guy on the ranch, quietly asking the question the whole show was built on. What does loyalty actually cost you? By the finale, when the Yellowstone Ranch finally shuts down and everyone's set free, Walker gets one of the only genuinely happy endings in the entire series. Reunited with Laramie, off touring the country in her camper van. Fittingly, off-screen, Ryan Bingham and Hassie Harrison, the actors who play Walker and Laramie, actually fell in love making the show, and they're married in real life now. The character nobody watched closely got the ending, almost nobody else did. If Walker was hiding in plain sight for 5 seasons, who else did you miss? Next time we're breaking down the Yellowstone character fans loved from day one, and why the writers may have secretly agreed with the haters the whole time.